the question which we are dealing with is, explain the rule of conclusiveness of foreign judgment. Is it different in its operation from the rule of res judicata? Now, at first, the nature and the scope of section 13 of CPC. Foreign judgment. So what is foreign judgment? It is defined under section 2 of Civil Procedure Code. Firstly, if any court which is not established by the central government of India, inside or outside India, is a foreign court. Okay, so this is the definition of foreign court. If any court which is not established by the central government, it would be considered as foreign court. Now, if there is any judgment given by the foreign judgment, it will be conclusive or it will not be conclusive. It depends on section 13 of Civil Procedure Code. Firstly, there are few provisions are given under section 13. It is talking about, section 13 is talking about the conclusiveness of foreign judgment. We must be knowing that Indian Evidence Act is having provisions about the may presume, shall presume and conclusiveness. Okay, conclusive proof. Okay, so this point is talking about the conclusiveness of foreign judgment, ki whether Indian court would consider any decision given by the foreign court as conclusive or not. If there are few conditions given under section 13, if all these conditions are fulfilled, then Indian court would consider all these judgment as conclusive or as final. What are those conditions? Now, the first condition, if that foreign court is having competent jurisdiction. If any judgment passed by the foreign court, that court is having competent jurisdiction, it means court is having jurisdiction to decide that case, the judgment would be conclusive. Second, if the judgment is completely based on merits of the case, okay, then it would be conclusive. Third, if there is no incorrect view about the international law or which is recognized by the India, then it would be conclusive. Fourth, if it is not opposed to the rules of natural justice. There are two basic rules. No one can be judged in his own case, and ordi alteram partem, here the other side. These are the two basic principles of natural justice. If judgment is based on the principles of natural justice, it would be considered as conclusive. Then it is not obtained by fraud and it is not based upon the breach of any Indian law which is in force. Okay, if these 6 conditions are fulfilled, then foreign judgment will be conclusive in India. So these 6 conditions are given under section 13, and section 13 is talking about ki whether we would consider any judgment, we would means Indian court would consider any foreign judgment as final or not. If these 6 conditions, all these 6 conditions are fulfilled, then the judgment would be final. Okay, now section 14 of the act is talking about presumption as to foreign judgment. Court shall presume, court may presume, again the rule of evidence. Here we are talking about the what our court presumes about the foreign judgment. And remember, this provision which is given under section 14 is only and only dealing with presumption relating to jurisdiction of that foreign court. No other presumption. We are not talking about any another thing under section 14. Section 14 is purely talking about the presumption of foreign jurisdiction. Okay, foreign court's jurisdiction. Okay, so section 14 is saying the court shall presume. It means it is mandatory to presume by the court कि if there is any judgment presented by any party which is certified copy of the foreign judgment, then court shall presume that it is passed by the court which is having proper jurisdiction, competent jurisdiction. This is the provision given under section 40. 13 is talking about conclusiveness, finality of any foreign judgment, and section 14 is talking about presumption of court. The court shall presume. It is binding on our Indian court to presume. Okay. Now there is a leading case, R. Vishwanathan versus Rukn ul Mulk Said Abdul Wazid. It is again relating to the foreign judgment. So in this class we discussed about section 13 and 14 of the CPC. In next class we will discuss certain another points. So keep watching our channel.